Hello and welcome to another podcast. I'm Fatui and let's talk games. A lot of things have happened in this week. It's been almost a week since the last podcast, and finally, even though it was on Tuesday, I made the last podcast. It was a little bit late up the PlayStation Store updates, but I have them now, and I've been playing. Of course, finally getting a chance to finish Metroid Other M. I'm doing my second run through for Mass Effect 2, the new game plus, and waiting for Halo Reach to pop in this Tuesday. Uh, and of course PlayStation Move bundle that I picked up, which we're going to talk about a little later. But let's start off a little bit about the PlayStation Store. What's been buzzing around there? Let's start with Europe. The Europe Store is having some special offers on Aqua Panic HD. BG Wheels 2 or whatever it's called, were Wolf of the Battlefield Commander 3, and the Resident Evil 5 bundle Untold Stories, Aqua Panic for PSP spin out, Skate Pack or Skate Park City, and Heroes of Sparta. Those are having some deals will last until September 15th. That's of course the next PlayStation Store update. Some permanent price reductions is for normal tanks. Trial and Unlock Worms 2 Armageddon, which came on both sides of the world, both Europe and US. Some downloadable games, of course. Top Gun came out. Minis, we have Flying Hamster. A demo came out, Quantum Fury, which I played. It's an okay game. It's pretty much Gears of War. The story is a little bit intriguing. It is a little bit clunky in my opinion, but I haven't played Gears of War in a long time, so maybe I just have to get used to it. It's coming out later this September, late September. It looks solid if you like those type of games. So it could be if you want to play some Gears of War type games, this is definitely something you can look up for the PS3. I don't know if it's gonna sell or not, if there's a market for it really, but we'll have to see. I might pick this up maybe later year after it's come out. Probably not at the release date, because there's so many other games that I'm looking at, and so many other games that I still have lying around that I haven't played. Anyways, check that out. It's no exclusive. Everybody can download it. Some add-ons came out. Mafia 2, which only have been out for a couple of weeks, it has Jimmy's Vendetta, which is a side mission for Mafia 2. Dragon Age Origins had the Witch Hunt come out. Transformers Cyber Wars have some characters and map packs. Planet Milvigal, some content for that. Buzz Quiz came out for that. SingStar and Rock Band Network. Guitar Hero 5. And First Play is out in Ireland and UK only. Videos, some Brink content, some Dragon Age Origins, Yakuza 4, Ace Combat, and SingStar. And some period themes, iPad, and wallpapers. That's pretty much it for the Europe store. On the other hand, on what's it called, the American store, Core came out with a new episode. Warheart Game Trial for PlayStation Plus subscribers, and some other nice content for PlayStation Plus subscribers. And God of War Ghost of Sparta PSP demo is exclusive early access for PlayStation Plus subscriber, and it's also on the Europe store. and you get also Ratchet and Clank dynamic theme for half price for PlayStation Plus subscribers and full price for $3 for normal subscribers. And Trevor, or Terror, sorry, is out now for $15. I played the demo. It's actually okay puzzle game. I'm still a little bit torn about if I should get it. It's a 2D physics game where you play what you can call a mini tank called the Terror, and you can do sorts of stuff and upgrade them against other stuff. You check out the demo. It's fun. Not the best game, but it's fun. It's a decent game for. There's definitely $15 gameplay in it, so check it out. Quantum Fury I talked about is out on the American store, and in addition, Legends of the Guardians is also out for PlayStation Store, but only US. And then it's pretty much the same add-ons down the road. There's some NBA and stuff like that add-ons because basketball is a lot more popular over in the US and no here. So that's pretty much it for this. As for new releases, Metroid didn't come out this week, but last week. This week, we had Lair of the Shadow Broker for Mass Effect, which is an add-on for 360 and PC. We had, and this is the only big game that I can think of, pretty much, and that's the new Spider-Man game, Shattered Dimension, which I didn't pick up. It's gotten about 80. It still has a lot of glitches, people say, from what I heard, but it's a decent game. Probably not worth full retail. Maybe get it for $30, and then it's probably a good buy. Maybe a little bit cheaper, but that's pretty much it. Batman the Brave and the Bold came out also for Wii and Nintendo DS. Haven't played that. It's a platformer game, 2D side-scroller, from what I can remember. I've heard okay things about it. Not too many details. Check it out if you want to. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep out for PSP. NHL 11 is out. Let's see here. And that's pretty much it. And of course, I've heard some rumors about that some of the Move games are actually already out, but the Move is not out yet. So that's pretty much stupid if they did that. But I don't think so, because every Move game that over here is pretty much set for the same release date as the Move. So I don't know. Let's see here. As for news, other news. No, let's pause a little bit about news. Let's talk a little bit about what I've been playing. And I of course finished Metroid Other M, and I talked a little bit about it last week. And I gotta say, it's a great game. You can't speedrun it. That's pretty much impossible. There's too many stops and slow motions in the game that pretty much defeats the purpose of speedrunning. So you will not get a different ending if you can finish it in 3 hours, which is pretty much impossible, I think. There are so many things that you can't skip, and so many things that takes more time, running around in corridors, finding things and stuff like that. And that is pretty much the annoying thing about it. It is too slow at some point, because it's more story driven, and that's the only nudge I have with it. There are some issues with some of the bosses that I think this is stupid, but that's because some of the bosses are really hard. But either the game is great. It's 8 hours solid gameplay. It has. The funny thing, after you defeat the gameplay, it has the last part to defeat, to really get the ending of the game, where you get your how much did you find percent wise of items. But that's when where the whole level opens up, because through the story part there is a lot of things that are locked. For instance, if you want to backtrack and find, say you get like screw attack, and you want to go back and find some stuff that now I can get to that, the door that access to it might be locked. And that's not because you need a super missile or something. It's just red and it's locked. That's because you can't go there yet, or you can't go back there. For instance, some of the first items that I forgot some items is in the main section hangar where you park your ship. I forgot this. I want to get back to. I couldn't get to it before I finished the first part of the game and started the open adventure game where you can get access to everything and stuff like that. So it's different. It's more about collecting, which is really fun. But I finished it so late last night that I just wanted to finish it. So I only got 58% on my first run. And I could have got a lot more because there's indicators where the things are, because it is 3D and it's a lot harder. If you remember, Prime 100%ing a game like that is hard because it has 3 dimensions to take a hold of, and you need to go into first person view and figure out, okay, where is this item? Where could an item be? It's a great game. Pick it up. But do not expect that you can speedrun it under an hour. It's pretty much impossible. The story is what it is. It is interesting to see it unfold, but it's a good game. It's a good game. Definitely worth the full retail price. So, as for Mass Effect, I've gotten the new Shadow Broker things, but I haven't gotten to the part yet. Still early in the game because Metroid took a lot of my time, but it's I'm gonna talk about it as soon as I finished it. Next week I'm getting Halo Reach, the Legendary Edition, which I'm gonna unbox for you, and Move also. A thing you need to know, because I never bought an iCamera, PlayStation iCamera, because don't need it. I don't have kids in my home, so I didn't get it. So I picked the first thing I picked up is the bundle where you get a Move, a PlayStation Eye, and in the US you get Sports Champions. But in the UK and in Europe you are not getting Sports Champions with the bundle. You're getting the starter disc, which in whole includes 9 demos, some of them from small demos from Sports Champion. So I think that's shitty, but the problem is it's cheaper. The bundle is cheaper a little bit cheaper over here than over the US. You pay $100, so here you pay €50 over here. It is almost the same, but if you take $100 plus tax and plus all the other stuff expensive, compared to what the bundle should have cost, is a lot cheaper actually. So even though it's probably, if you calculate, it's the same price, finally, it is cheaper compared to what it should have been if you calculated right. And so I had to order, including this bundle, Sports Champions included. I picked up a navigation controller also. I picked up a charger. I picked up an extra Move also, so you can do the full things. I have the full set coming to me. And Eragon's Quest, which is a title for the PS3, which is Move supported, I'm also going to pick up, but my retailer is not listing it, and I'm actually already emailed them hoping that they will list it so they're actually getting it, but we'll have to see on that. So, because the Sports Champion is pretty much like, we all know, the Wii Sports Resort, and it's demos to get the hang of it, and it works great, but you need to see it in a real game. So that's why I'm picking up Eragon's Quest, including on this. But you get a full review on that when I played it. But that's what you can expect for the next couple of podcasting coming. Halo and Move. So that's pretty much it. Let's check out what else I found on the web that you should actually be interested in checking out. Well, first off, if anybody knows of or actually has gotten a handheld Atari, it's probably made by Ben Heckendorf or Ben Heck. He's the guy who first hacked a lot of the older consoles and made them into handhelds. I'm a huge fan of his work. He made portable Xbox and portable PlayStation 3. He's a genius when it comes to modding stuff. Some people like Sony himself don't like it because he is messing around with stuff that is licensed and copyrighted when it comes to motherboards and other like electronic print cards. But what is he doesn't he's not supporting in like saying modded so you can play illegal games. He's saying modded so you can take it everywhere and play. Go out and pay $60 for a game, and of course enjoy it. Enough about that. But Ben Heckendorf is actually getting a TV show which is supported by Element 14 sponsored internet TV channel, revision free. It's going to be shown off. The first episode is tomorrow. I can't tell you what time, but check out benheck.com for some more information, or check out the article on Kotaku, on Joystick that I found. Another interesting thing is, of course, that Super Street Fighter 4 is has been out for some time. The rip-off that Capcom did. And here's some of the first sketches of the new costumes that you're probably going to pay $10 a pop to get. Which is stupid, but you can check them out if you want to. Walmart has listed that Mag 2 is actually listed for pre-order. And that's interesting because Sony has not announced anything or anything at all about Mag 2 coming out, or is being made by the publisher and anything. So that's interesting that they're so far ahead of Walmart, but we don't know. But it's interesting to see that Mag 2 might come out, and it probably will. It's doing okay for a massive player first-person shooting game. Mac users are going to be excited that Rockstar is actually going to put Grand Theft GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas pack to the Mac, coming probably through Steam, maybe. I don't know if they're going to do something separate, but later this year it's coming out. That's what the article says on Joystick. Pretty cool. If you have a Mac, only have a Mac and haven't played these games, Vice City is definitely my favorite of the three in the pack. I was not a big fan of San Andreas, but all three are good games. Great stories. A great game that I've played a lot on my Nintendo DS or DSi, whatever you have out there. I have both. Ace Attorney Investigations, the first one where you actually play Miles Edgeworth, is really, really great. You're seeing it from the prosecutor side instead of the defending side, which is the Phoenix Wright games. This here is the second one. You've seen some screenshot of that. Of course, they are in Japanese, but it's nice to see that it was so successful that they are making a sequel, and I hope it comes out to the US also, at least in decent time after the release in Japan, because pretty much takes a year or more to get out in the US and Europe. Anyways, here's some news about Mega Man Universe, where you can actually see how the character or the level editor is gonna be made, which is pretty much interesting. But Mega Man MMO, I don't know. No, not something that I'm gonna pick up. Walmart also listed that Shadow of the Colossus and Ico is coming for the PlayStation 3, the HD version. So the rumors and everything people have been shouting about, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, remake him, put him on like God of War, a bundle, and it's gonna be $40. No release date yet, but I think you can pretty much guarantee it's gonna come out. I actually found Shadow of the Colossus for PlayStation 2 a while ago, got it, so I'm definitely gonna get. I haven't played it yet. I've never played Shadow of the Colossus. I've never played Ico, so getting this might actually get me off the stool too. Instead of playing it on the PS2, maybe playing it on the PS3 instead. But it's good to know that the great games are being remastered and put out in HD for the PlayStation 3. Here are some bizarre mods for the iPad, and we're not talking like people broke them up and did something with. What the people pretty much did is took like a old Apple or old Macintosh, which was called in the old days the Macintosh Classic, and put the iPad in instead as a screen. Some made some console of it. It's funny. Somebody put it in their car. It looks cool. Made a guitar of it. It's fun. Check it out. It's real interesting to check it out. I own an iPad, but I'm not gonna mod it. That's for sure. Some rumors or some things about Diablo 3, which everybody in the world is probably excited about, and it's when the release date is going to be. Probably 2012 or something like that. There's an article onto Kotaku where they talk about how health works, and I can't really see why they talk about that, because we know how health works. They're not going to change it that drastically. Especially since it's an old classic like Diablo. So I don't get it. But check it out if you want to read. I haven't read it really much through. I thought, well, health is health. You have a globe with health. Somebody hits you, it goes down. You drink a potion, it goes up. That's pretty much it. What else do you need to know? Anyways, I'm pretty much staying away from some of the harder games because, and I recommend that you do too, because it's not good to read all about it because it will spoil. Anyways, here's a 9-minute dev video of Ratchet and Clank All for One, which I'm really, really excited about. Ratchet and Clank is gonna be a 4 co-op player game, which was announced E3, and it looks great. And it's gonna have move support, but check out the video. It's really, it looks so great. I can't wait for it. And here's some screenshots from the Nintendo 3DS. This here is Dead or Alive, which pretty much looks a lot like the PlayStation 2, a little bit better graphics, but you can't see the 3D, of course, but check it out. It's funny that they're gonna put such a mature title on the 3DS, but a lot of Saints Row is announced that might come to the 3DS. So it looks like there's a lot of things happening in the Nintendo booth or into the Nintendo company when it comes to handhelds. Hell, Chinatown Wars was on the 3DS, and it did great. Best reviewed game, sold poorly, and that's because of marketing from Nintendo's side, in my opinion. Anyways, let's talk a little about, since we were talking about handhelds, iPhone Game Center has been released. Kotaku, Brian Koshencha made made a little video about it on his iPhone 4, and it only works on the iPhone 3GS and up. So if you have a original iPhone, it's not gonna work. and iPod Touch, of course. It's buggy as hell, and getting friends or sending friend requests and all that it doesn't work. You're not receiving them and all that. And there's not a lot of games, so I would say wait for it, give it some time before to see if they actually get some of the kinks out. But I never thought of the iPhone or the iPad as a gaming device, in my opinion. But it looks like people are really, really, really putting the money into to get this to work. A nice trailer from about Dead Space, how the multiplayer is gonna work, or multiplayer teaser. Looks interesting. I just want the game. I just want the single player game. The single player is so great, so I can't wait for it. Early next year, January, it's gonna be released, and it's gonna be great. Huge Dead Space fan. Gearbox, which purchased Duke Nukem Forever, is talking about Borderlands again after PAX, and they're gonna release a new, probably the last, but a new DLC to it, which is gonna have 3 steps pretty much. The first step is, of course, going to be that it's going to come out later this month. The DLC, which is going to include a new area, and what he hinted is the final ending, pretty much of Borderlands. If you play Borderlands, and this is spoiler, so if you don't want to skip a minute ahead, if you played Borderlands, finished it, you see the evil claptrap at the ending of the game. This here is the story about this, so it's pretty much the ending. And it's gonna include a level cap raise, new skills for skill trees, and level cap is gonna come out in a separate patch. So if people don't want to buy this, you still get the level upgrades. So, and all of this, if you don't have Borderlands yet, it's gonna be included in the thing that's coming out starting of October. The Game of the Year edition of Borderlands, that's gonna include Claptrap Revolution, everything. So we can pretty much say this is the last content, because they're not going to expand on it, because they just announced the Game of the Year edition. So that's pretty much the ending, in my opinion, even though they haven't said it. But it is the final DLC, in my opinion. They're probably going to patch the game a couple of times, but I don't think no more DLC. They're probably going to start checking out Borderlands 2 and go with Duke Nukem Forever. But check out the demo. It's pretty awesome. And here's some behind the scenes of Aragon's Quest, which I've talked about. Check it out. You can check out what it is. It is an adventure game. Like Zelda, a little bit more action, where you play Aragon, and you can go and play co-op with it. Also, I think it has online co-op support. The game comes out for PlayStation 2, PSP, and Nintendo 3DS. Every console out there. So this game can be played by everyone if you get it. So I'm excited about see how the move works with it. But that's pretty much it for this week. I don't have much about it. I just want to keep you updated on stuff, giving some smaller podcast more frequently when I have time. So until next time, I'm Fatui, and you can of course contact me through Twitter at twitter.com/Fatui, or my website fatui.dk, and email letstalkgames@fatui.dk. And I'll see you next time. Bye.